Hi there, everyone. Welcome to MarketFaith.Online. My name is Deji Agboade. All right. Thank you so much for joining me today on Market Faith. We have been talking about building strategic relationships in our business. I really want to encourage you to please go back to the last couple of videos. I think they will really help you. And largely because I really believe that for many people who are looking for great relationships that they can connect with in their business, right? Some of the things that we have shared so far, including where to find great relationships, will really help you. So I want to really encourage you to go ahead and do that if you haven't done that. I also want to encourage you to please do me a favor. Please send me some feedback, right? Let me know what you think about the things that you are hearing and about the things that we're teaching. Let me know if it's been helpful. And if you have questions, please put those questions in the comments below. I'll try to respond to as many of them as I can. Okay. So today we want to talk about connecting with great people. Once you have identified and found great relationships that you want to connect with, how do you go ahead and connect with them? Okay. How do you ensure that you are not a burden and that they themselves are willing to connect with you? Okay, because there is a right way to build relationships and there is a wrong way to build relationships. Okay, now when I say this, right, I'm not speaking from the perspective of someone who is perfect. Okay, in fact, if you didn't know anything about me, building relationships is an area that I'm actively working on. Okay, it's not an area that comes naturally to me. It's an area that I am actively working on and building on. So I still have situations where people misinterpret my intentions. I still have situations where, I think my relationship with X person is great and perhaps it is not so great. I still have those situations. And the reality is this: I don't know if you can ever get to a point where you don't have those situations, right? So I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm only trying to share with you things that have worked for me and for the relationships that I have built, right? Things that I believe will work for you as well. Okay. So I'm just going to share with you just a very few tips. Okay. I don't believe in information overload. I believe in making it simple and clear so that people can have actionable steps. Okay. So let's look at a few things that you can do in building relationships. Okay. That can help you, that can help your business, and that can help you grow. Now, if you think about some of the things we said last time as to where you can find these great relationships, you then also begin to think about some of the things you can do or say, right, to connect with these people. Okay, so a few things to bear in mind when you are connecting with great people is, number one, be clear about what you want. Okay, I'm not saying communicate what you want up front. No, I said be clear about what you want. In other words, is this person a mentor? Is this person a peer? Is this person a colleague? What exactly are you looking for in this particular relationship? Are you looking for someone that you're going to be bouncing off ideas on? Are you looking for someone that you can ask questions and they will respond? Are you looking for the kind of person who will give you 30 minutes a month, right, that you can meet with? What exactly are you looking for with this relationship? Why is this relationship critical to you at this point in time? Okay, don't just build a relationship because the person is a famous person, they have a great name, and you just want to connect with them. Yes, that is good, but you can be more strategic. The reason why is this: relationships take effort, relationships take time. If you're spending a lot of your time building relationships with people that can't add value to you, that takes away the time that you need to build relationships with people that can add value to you. Okay, so you need to be deliberate about the people that you're building relationships with, all right? And you need to be clear in your mind. What do I want? Too many people walk up to me and ask me to mentor them, etc. And I don't even know what that means. Yes, so in fact, let me tell you my most times what I do, right? And some of you, I may have done this, so, forgive me, right? But, it's not really to be forgiven. But the point is this: many people come up to me and they say, sir, I love what you do. Can you be my mentor, etc. I said, look, no problem. But let's start this way. Let's start with me answering questions that you might have. And guess what? I never see them again. 99% of the time, never. They never have questions. They never have anything. So it makes me wonder, what exactly were they looking for in the first place? Were they just looking for a way to say, oh, I know this person, right? Because that doesn't really add a lot of value to you. Okay. So when you are people, I've also tried to reach out to people and I ask them, look, is this a good platform to ask you questions? Because sometimes mentoring relationships evolve from that, okay? Because in the process of asking and answering questions, you can then do certain things And in fact, you can see whether the advice the person gives you, you can resonate with it and you can relate with it. Okay, so I always advise people that start with questions. Okay, come up with questions and say, look, this is my question about what I'm doing, etc. Then you can see whether that person can really add value to you or not. Okay, so be clear about what you want. That's the first tip I want to give to you. The second tip I want to share with you is never start a relationship by asking for anything. Listen, if you are looking to build a long-term relationship, don't go into a relationship and ask for anything. In fact, if you want something, don't ask for it in a way that looks like you're asking for it. In other words, sir, can I get about 30 minutes of your time to do something, blah, blah, blah. That shouldn't be the first thing you do when you are meeting someone, okay? Find a way to be more creative, okay? Be in a position where you are a giver first and foremost, right? I remember one of my own mentors, when he was trying to meet someone, right? One of the first things that he did was to, send, a gift to that person. And it was a very pleasant surprise. I've not even met you, and already you sent me something. And so when they met, this conversation started from thank you for the gift that you gave me, right? And what that does is that it just puts the person in a place where they are much more open to share, and they are much more open, all right? Because most people come across people who want something from them. I'll say that again. Most people, the first time they come across people, they want something from them. They want 5,000, they want 2,000, they want some money, they want some advice, they want something, right? So it's very rare to see someone that wants to start a relationship by giving to you, okay? The chances are that you are more open, to that person than you are, to some other people who are not in that category, okay? So be on the giving side, and as much as possible, don't do cheap. Quality people know cheap things. Quality people identify cheap things quickly. So don't do cheap as much as you possibly can, right? I would rather that you do something very small and very quality than you do something very grandiose, right, but cheap. I remember a friend, when he was still trying to, toast, the lady that will eventually become his wife. He felt that the bigger the big gift, the better. So his first gift to her were large bowls, washing bowls and basins. It was absolutely funny, right? But the point is, don't be like that, right? Do something that has quality. If all you can afford is a pen, make it a good quality pen. If all you can afford is, whatever it is, all right? Don't make sure it's not expensive. Make sure it's something that you can afford and that can add value, to that person. Right. I've started relationships by sending local food before. Okay. I've started relationships or I've worked on relationships and built relationships by sending things. So the point is, don't get to, don't overcomplicate it. Okay. The third tip I want to give to you is do your research. Do your research. Find out who they are. Okay. You can't pitch to an investor, for example, about healthcare. An investor that doesn't invest in healthcare will not be willing to listen to you about healthcare. It's just the way it is. So do your research about these people, right? Find out what you can get about them. Go online, do Google search on these people, find out about them. A friend of mine, well, not really a friend, I heard him say something one time, and I was talking about, one of the ways he builds relationships is that he identifies people that he wants to build a relationship with, and then he starts looking at the things that they put out in the public space, and he starts sending in his comments, unsolicited comments. Sir, I think you made a good point here, this and this and this. I may disagree with you here, but this and this are very valid. I agree with you. I think you're doing a great job. Fantastic. He was just doing that subtly. What that did was that in the minds of the person that he was trying to build a relationship with, he became a frequent commenter. He became a frequent, engager, with the content. And it was very helpful because the day they finally met, it seemed like they had known each other for quite a while. So read all you can about the person. Read about the things that interest those people. Is it politics? Is it children? Is it education? Is it charity? What interests them? Do your research. Know their special dates. Okay. What date did they start their company? What date is their birthday? Okay. Do your research. Okay. It's always important. Okay. Understand who they are, understand what they like, what they don't like, because what that does is that in engaging and talking to them, you have a common ground and a basis for having a conversation in the first place. Okay. Tip number 4 or next, whatever that number is, refuse to be familiar. Okay. Withdrawal of access is the reward of taking people for granted. Withdrawal of access is the reward you get for taking people for granted. Anytime you take someone for granted, right, they withdraw their access. Okay. So whenever someone has withdrawn their access to you, think about it. You may have taken that person for granted and you probably need to apologize. They may never give you that access again, but let them have a good impression about you, that you realize the mistake, you realize the error, and you will not do it again if you are given another opportunity. Okay. But never take people for granted. Okay. Very important. Never get to a point where you become too familiar with a relationship. You refuse to be reverential and all those types of things. And the last thing I want to say to you is this. One of the ways to build great relationships, when you do your research and you find out about them, right, send them helpful information. So imagine someone who is running a business. I imagine there's someone that I know, and I know that he's trying to start a VC firm, right? And he's trying to invest in artificial intelligence and things like that. So one of these days, what I did was I got an article on artificial intelligence in Africa and what the investment landscape was like, right? And prior to now, I'd been sending this person messages, just greeting them, saying, hello, how are you? You know, they never really responded. But the day I sent them that piece of information, right, the way they responded, it was so quick, I was super shocked. Meaning that they've been seeing my messages, right? But they never really just responded, okay? But when I sent them helpful information, I got a response, okay? Why am I saying this to you? When you see, and I learned this from, a very dear friend of mine, okay? And he lectures, he teaches business. So one of the things he does is that when he finds articles that relates with some of his students, he sends them those articles and sends it to them about their business. So what happens is many of them are more endeared towards him. In fact, when they have issues in their business, they are quick to call him. And imagine the kind of capital, the kind of relationship capital he has built with those types of people. Okay. So I hope that has been helpful for you today. All right. Please go back to the video, watch it again. Let me know what you think. Put a comment in the comment section. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, go ahead and do that. Hit the like button if this video was helpful for you. And I'll see you on the next video. God bless you.